Incredible though it may seem, in 2022, 5 World War II-built German war locomotives, the famous Kriegsloks, are still in everyday service. They are the last of this breed of German train to still be used, aside from a few working museum examples. Well known among the train enthusiast community, but hardly known more generally, the Kriegsloks are some of the last steam locomotives in commercial operation today. And where do these historical trains operate? Not in Germany, but in one of the nations conquered by Hitler, Bosnia-Herzegovina in the former Yugoslavia. The venerable wartime trains call coal wagons near the town of Tuzla, and incredibly, though designed to last about 10 years when built by the Germans in World War II, these old girls are still going strong almost 8 decades after entering service. The Kriegslok, short for war locomotive, emerged out of increased wartime demand for trains. More properly, the Deutsche Reichsbahn Class 52. They were simplified compared with pre-war locomotives and were constructed by several companies, including AEG, who used forced labor from the concentration camps at Auschwitz and Stutthof. More were built in Posen, Vienna, Berlin, Munich, Strasbourg, and several other points in the German Empire to supply the massive wartime requirement for locomotives. Even the top Nazi leaders' armored trains, including Hitler's train, codenamed America, were hauled by pairs of Kriegsloks. Around 7,000 were constructed. With 10 drive wheels, the Kriegslok had enough grip to haul 2,000 tons across a level surface at 31 miles per hour or 50 kilometers an hour. The locomotive was also well designed for cold weather work, particularly useful in Germany's eastern campaigns. Entering service in 1942, the Kriegsloks had a maximum speed of 50 miles per hour, or 80 kilometers an hour, and were used to haul supplies and raw materials, pull troop trains, and trains moving heavy military equipment like armored vehicles and artillery. Many Kriegsloks were inherited by nations that had formerly been under German occupation. Yugoslavia was one such place, occupied by the Germans in 1941 following a short invasion. And when the Germans left at the end of the war, dozens of Kriegsloks were used in the various parts of the nation until the breakup of Yugoslavia in the early 1990s. Now only Bosnia still uses the Kriegslok commercially. Long after replacement by diesel locomotives, in one corner of Bosnia a handful of Kriegsloks worked daily, hauling coal from mines in the Tuzla region. At Bukinji, there is a depot devoted to the overhaul and maintenance of these wartime German trains. Normally, one Kriegslok is undergoing an overhaul at any one time. One is receiving light maintenance, and one is kept as a spare, and 2 are hauling coal from the mines. There are also a handful of non-operational Kriegsloks used as a spares pool to keep the 5 locomotives operational. The 2 locomotives working the mines, which involves short shunting trips rather than long journeys, supply coal to the Tuzla Thermal Electric Plant, Bosnia's biggest power station. These are regularly swapped out for those who have just come out of maintenance. Somehow, with limited spare parts and little money, the Bosnians have managed to keep the 5 locomotives operational for over 7 decades without major incident. A testament both to their skill and also the build quality of vehicles designed to last a maximum of a decade, essentially war emergency throwaway locomotives. 3 of the Bosnian Kriegsloks were built in 1943 and the other 2 in 1944. Each locomotive hauling 2,000 tons of coal per shunt, come rain, shine or snow. The question naturally is, for how much longer will these World War II trains remain in service? Probably quite a few years yet, as though plans had been mooted to replace the Kriegsloks with more modern diesels. Lack of cash means that this plan may not come to pass anytime soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share. Also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon. Details in the description box below.